And we're live. Just got the notification. Welcome to another Dice Saga hobby hangout. So we have obviously Christian and you got Sarah. Matt should be joining us shortly. He's delayed.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, just put it that way. So Sarah, what are you working on?
Well, I've got a converted trog that I'm going to be working on today.
Yes. I remember you talking about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, I really need to get them finished. I've got this one and another one, which is kind of waiting. It needs a lot of green stuff doing to it. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Finishing off the base, which has got a little smuggling. I don't think it's really going to focus much on it.
No, I can see it there, yeah.
The barrel. So I'm going to have skulls pouring out of the barrel. And then I need to do a little bit of green stuff on the guy to neaten up a lot of the joints and stuff.
That's cool. I'll give you two guesses to what I'm painting.
Is it something fishy?
Nope.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, is it the X-Men?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm painting Magneto at the moment.
Nice.
So I've done some reds. I'm obviously going to do the rest of the helmet, but yeah, just painting awesome Magneto. So I'm just doing a bit of layers and all that jazz. Not layers, the base, should I say. Base colors, and then we'll get cracking on. I've actually just, after Magneto, I have just got Mystique left from the X-Men box, and then they're done. And then I've got Sinister Six, got Guardians of the Galaxy, got Asgard, got the what the hell do you call them? Black Panther guys. I think Winter Soldier's in that one, I think. And
yeah.
Also, I've ordered the Thanos one as well now.
Nice.
Gonna get the gauntlet. That wasn't a good image, by the way. The Knight of Zen, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let us know what you're working on. Yeah, so myself and Matt, obviously we did the battle last night. And Stormcast. Oh, my word.
What was the worst part this time?
Well, the thing is, right, it's that, the unit that comes back. That is what won Matt the game. Because without that unit, I had control of the objective. And I don't wrong, he would have tabled me if it would have gone on for a few more turns, potentially. So he had 3 Iron Guts left. I think they're called Iron Guts. So 3 of those left on the objective. So the count was 2 each. Great. And he had a hero that was close by, but again, he couldn't slay them all. So I was like, okay, that's great. But then the unit that he recovered through that, through the magical lightning means, they managed to sprint and obviously done the all-out run. So he runs 11 inches or something, and obviously then took over the number of models. So it's just that unit that returned, and also there's many other things that happened as well. That was mortal wounds, rend. I called it Doctor Strange's cloak. The one with the shoots out lightning and does all sorts of other magical stuff.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's to be honest, I did enjoy the game though. It was a good game. It was just, I definitely need to get a bit more variety with the ogres in terms of just another hero and more gluttons, other stuff like that.
How many points was it again?
That was actually small, and it's 1,000 point, so it wasn't too bad.
Stormcast are very difficult.
Huh?
Stormcast are very difficult to deal with. It's the mortal wound output and the high armor values that they've got.
Oh yeah.
Because they're low on numbers. They're just.
But even when you kill them, they can do damage again by lightning bolts or rolling on a 5 or 4 up. They get to attack again and stuff. So they are quite difficult. So the Knight is then saying, not working anything tonight. too knackered after a couple of heavy days of work. Yeah, no worries. Sit back and chill. Just dropping in to say hi and hope you have a good stream. Perfect, thank you. Then after an early night, yeah, to be honest, I could do one myself, but hobby calls me, so I need to continue strive. I've got some guys coming over tomorrow night for some Marvel United game, so I want to try and get Magneto done. Ideally, as another option as a villain or as as a playable character. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And Matt's joined us as well.
Hooray!
Hello.
Yo, yo, yo.
How's it going?
Yeah, all
Just
good.
talking about your terrible Stormcast.
Yeah, I heard. I heard all the complaints. All those complaints.
You heard it during the game as well, didn't you?
Oh, I couldn't get enough of it. Like I said, though, I mean, it'll all balance out in the next couple of months as more battle tomes come out.
Yeah, just wait for the Nighthaunt and see how many mortal wounds they're going to start being able to put out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I might have to get my Nighthaunt back out after that.
What's that? You've got ethereal weapons that can deal mortal wounds and bypass armor saves.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds legit.
So Matt, what are you working on?
So you go.
Back to my zombies. And
Zombies.
possibly into some Vargeis, I think that's what they're called.
Okay. All right, let me just... go on, guys. You go ahead and chat. I'm sorting this out. So are you going to say something before I rudely interrupted?
No. It's fine. It's fine. No, I was just going to say, like, you'd think with like the ethereal ability and stuff like that, with even like a 4-up save, they'd be really good at staving off damage and not dealing with rend and stuff like that. But no. That's not how it works. The dice
4-up seems pretty alright now. It's just that because rend is so common, that a 4-up save is very easily negated altogether. But with Nighthaunt, with the ability to just forego rend, that's quite a nice thing actually, since rend is becoming more and more common.
Yeah, very much so.
I think they really need to as well have the ability to keep the 6-up ward save without having to be within 12 inches of a hero, because like with Soulblight, they don't need to be next to a hero. They can just be on their own somewhere and still have that 6-up invulnerable save. But
I thought it was still required to be near a hero. The deathless minions, you're right.
Someone's been cheating against me.
I always thought that was what deathless minions was all about. You had to have like a hero to, make their minions less vulnerable, I guess.
Oh well, if that's the case, then that's fine. Then the Nighthawk one can stay. But yeah, someone's been cheating against me. Didn't help though. I won those games.
No, that's good. Alejandro is joined. Hello. So we've just briefly gone through what we're working on. So Matt's working on some zombies. Sarah's constructing her troll, I believe. Is that what you're doing the base at the moment, aren't you?
The base and putting a load of green stuff together.
Yeah. And then I'm working on Magneto. So bit different, but hey ho, let's do it.
We're all doing a little bit of different things, aren't we?
Oh yes.
It's the great thing about the hobby.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was going to say, the game that we had last night, we did get some feedback from the camera angles as well, which is expected, just because, again, first time streaming live. When we what cracks me up, though, is when we're streaming it, we didn't even think about the setup. So then we just did the setup, and then we was like, right, let's get going with the game and stuff like that. And it was like, yeah.
Can't see anything.
You can't really see the models, can you? We're already started playing and all that, so it's like, and plus, yeah, it wasn't ideal. And as I said, Matt, though, the camera that I used for the phone, that was actually obviously on a different internet connection than yours, because obviously clearly with that, and so there's that jutter and lag because we was obviously in the garage.
Yeah, not much we can do about that.
No.
Plus, you were uploading something, weren't you, or something?
Well, yeah, I thought. Well, actually, I did pause it, so I don't know whether we'll have to try it out again sometime. But I do notice
we'll work on the camera angles.
Yeah.
I think if we get like an overhead shot of the whole game, I think that'd be very nice.
Just need to get one of those GoPro or whatever you call it. Like just strap like a thing camera to my forehead and like look.
Oh dear
Like
lord!
a GoPro thing.
Yeah.
We need one just to see Matt's reaction every time, like he keeps rolling sixes and stuff.
I know.
Only for mortal wounds. Only for mortal wounds.
That's why you should play as the Crawl Boys. You do really well as that.
Oh, you remember that when we were playing Warcry? Like when I was, like me and you, Sarah, we played a Warcry campaign at the store, and I was using my bird Corvus Cabal things, and every time I threw their dagger, it was always a 6, and that would always do like the maximum damage.
It's Rick's those dices.
It must be something about my dice. I might have weighted them. Who knows?
Might have, yeah. Spent the entire evening the night before just praying to Sigmar.
Warcry is a great game, and I saw your post, Sarah, about being able to use the Underworld's warbands. Is that right?
That is correct. Yeah, I mean it's in a book, so you need to buy a new book.
Course,
it's not going to be.
Of course.
I'm not going to give you anything that you've already got for free.
No, of course not.
No. It's expecting a bit too much from GW, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like they're on to the 5th season now of Warhammer Underworlds. So that's 4 seasons of Underworld's warbands that are now going to be playable as specific characters in Warcry, which means that I think it's the first time you're going to get like a playable troll character like Mollog in there, and it means that you'll be able to play the Stalag Squig and the Bat Squig in Warcry as well.
Cool. Those are cute models. I wish they would do a bit more with them.
Yeah. Stalag Squigs would be a really cool thing for Gloomspite Gates. You know, like how with Nurgle they have the trees that pop up around them as they're playing. They should have the ability to have like Stalag Squigs pop up around the board.
Remind me, what are Stalag Squigs?
It's basically a little rock formation that's angry and wants to eat.
All right, neat.
Oh my days, concentration.
As if going into a cave of Gloomspite Gits isn't treacherous enough. Even the rocks want to eat you.
I suppose it would be suicidal to walk into something like that.
Sorry guys,
you want to just go play with the gobos?
Sorry, keep on talking. I'm just painting very tight.
High level
Like
concentration required.
Of Magneto?
Yeah, just doing the helmet near the rim.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, rim jobs are difficult.
Yeah, very.
Takes a lot of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. The base on that one looks pretty nice now, I think. I'm just going to move away to get some of my tools.
Yeah, I decided, telling Sarah actually, decided to go with no music tonight, just see how it goes, because...
I was noticing something different. It felt a bit quiet compared to usual.
Yeah. Because music's very... I don't know, it's... Some people like it, some people won't, and then it's obviously then choice of music, so...
Yeah, that too, I suppose.
You're
not going to make everyone happy with music.
No, exactly.
And you can always ask at the end of this one, did you enjoy it without the music?
Exactly that. Or even now. Alejandro, and then Night of Zen's zoomed off, and whoever else is in chat as well, just let us know whether music or no music.
Jeez, it's windy outside.
Windy?
Yeah.
Really? It's alright, isn't it?
It was nice last night. It was relatively warm last night. By the way, Chris, do you think I need to get some heat for the man cave? Do you feel okay about it?
To be honest, I think we're alright. Especially for now as well. It's not going to get any colder, I don't think.
I mean, it's going to get warmer as time goes on.
So now I think we're good for now.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
As long as you can survive through the winter months, that's fine.
So, what's your next game then that you got up in terms of AOS? Do you know?
I have a practice game
planned?
on Saturday against Blades of Corn.
No.
It's only 1,000 points, so I think I'm going to just take my Night Point, maybe? Just to get a little bit more comfortable with the rules and stuff for them. You know, before the next codex comes out in like 3 months or so.
Yeah.
Or I might take my Gloomspite Gits, because since they've put the next 2 codexes as being an Order and Chaos one, I'm guessing if Gloomspite Gits are going to get one, it's probably not going to be up until like the end of the year, like October, November time or something like that.
Yeah, there's no Destruction Battletome lined up for the next little while, is there?
No. I think they're probably the most underrepresented of all of the factions.
I mean, if you look at like the store, like campaigns, tournaments, or whatever, it's always Destruction. You're basically the Destruction faction yourself, Sarah.
Yeah, I just loved on that one that people were doing in where it was like that city, and they had to do a takeover of the city. It was Chaos versus Order versus Death, and that was all there was. And then I popped in and then started doing a campaign, and I smashed the entire way through all of the other 3 factions to get through to the other side of the wall. And it's like, you could see they all the 3 factions had taken up like the different thirds of the board, and Destruction just had a giant yellow line that just smashed through one wall of the city straight the way through to the other side.
That's awesome.
It's
Big
like,
city.
we're
Let's
only
go through
here
it.
just to go through the city. We can't be bothered going around it. Anybody that gets in our way, it's your own fault.
Get in our way? That's a crumpin'.
Yeah. Because Josh said, like, I said, how am I going to get to the Chaos? And they said, well, you'll have to go around and get to them. So I was like, why go round when I can go through Order?
Like that.
Fantastic.
That's good. It's one thing I don't really do is get involved in store campaigns or anything like that.
I just don't have time to go down to the store lately. I haven't even been there for like, I think at least the last month or so. I've tried to a few times, but
he has said, like in the last one, that even games that you play outside, you can use towards the store campaign, similar to, how you guys do the do the campaign on Discord.
Yeah.
And he allowed that because obviously, because of COVID restrictions and stuff, everybody wasn't able to come into store to play.
Yeah.
So he allowed every single game to count towards it. So of course, because Gw decided that he didn't want to stop throwing Soulblight at me, I ended up getting quite a few victories.
Oh, what does he play now? He plays Soulblight.
He still plays Soulblight.
Last I played him, he was playing Flesh Eater Quartz. Last time I played against him.
Yeah, I think he's got plenty of Flesh Eaters and the Soulblights and stuff like that, because they like the zombie dragons and stuff like that. They go between factions and whatnot.
True.
Yeah, he's played me enough that I know what Soulblight do, and because of the fact that they've got because they've got no ranged attacks or anything like that. When I play with my Bone Splitters, I just wall out the all the attacks, and they can't get to my Wergog Prophets. So I've got 2 Wergog Prophets just barricaded behind all the other troops, killing anything with more wounds that come into contact with the bodyguards in front.
Say no range sounds good. I like it.
Well, they said that about Nighthorn, and then what's the next models that have just been teased? Oh, ghosts with crossbows.
Yep. That's good. It's going to be interesting to see what other changes they're going to make. So I've heard a few things about Nagash. Didn't they update, or they're updating the, like, what they call now, those realm books or whatever they call them? You know, the one with like Be'lakor and all that.
Well, they updated that one because there was a few things in with when they did the whole War Scroll update thing, which had like Kragnos, Archeon, and Nagash get the War Master keyword updated. It meant that Nagash could now go into other death factions instead of Soul Blight, and it also meant that Archeon no longer was able to take the allegiance abilities of any of the chaos types that he went into, because Blades of Khorne allegiance abilities on Archeon was just stupid. The fact that he could do like 3 combats in one phase with the blood tithe points was silly.
Sadly, I never got a chance to use that, but sounds fun.
Huh.
Well, yeah, it means that potentially, if you get the right conditions, Nagash and the Crawlgrass Cruciator together can give the Nighthaunt within 12 inches of them a 4-up ward save on top of their 4-up ethereal save.
Oh yeah,
nice.
It does cost a command point, and you need to wound somebody with the Crawlgrass Cruciator, but I think that's pretty good, because the fact that you can't use all-out defense on your guys because of their ethereal rule, you might as well just use that command point towards that.
Yeah.
Can't have a +1 to your save? Oh well, I guess I'll just have +1 to my ward save instead.
See you there. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, it's in fact, Matt, that game that we had yesterday, I think that was the very first game we talked about it briefly, but that we actually finished.
Yeah, I know. It's so rare for us to actually finish a game. We both play pretty slow, I think, but that's all right.
How long does it take you to finish a game?
That was 1,000 points, and it took us about 2 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Really?
Yeah, well,
I keep hearing about like people like finish a game in like an hour and a half, and that's 2,000 points or something. I'm like, wow.
Nah.
No idea.
If you do that, then somebody's had like a complete one-sided game,
Could be
or
that.
they've had very few models to roll stuff for. Because like I'm pretty sure like you get over 2 hours for a proper 2,000 point game in a tournament. And the majority of games that I've played, even casual ones, are like 1,500, 2,000 points. They'll probably last for 2.5 to 3 hours, something like that.
Right. That's fair.
That's pretty alright, I guess. It's just that we rarely ever had like that long of a time to play out a game, so we always just had to end it by like round 3-ish and just kind of assume who won.
Yeah. We just basically see who's got the most victory points, or who's most likely to win, or that kind of stuff, really.
That's pretty much how a lot of other games go, though, as well. Turn 3 is usually the big turning point in the games. And at the end of turn 3, you can probably tell by what's left on the board who's going to win by the end of the game.
Yeah, generally.
Quite intrigued. Anyone in chat as well? Let us know if you actually finish your games. Do you actually complete the full 5 rounds, or do you run out of time?
I
Got a
suppose for
map.
some games you can concede by that point, I guess.
Yeah, you could do, yeah. But I mean, just literally just running out of time, because because it's just astonishing though the amount of game we've had quite a lot of games against each other, Matt, and how surprised we both were that we managed to actually, finish a game as well.
It also helps that we were both playing like relatively low count armies.
Yeah, I mean, there were some turns where it was like moved, done.
I mean, the first turn
Or
was
one
just
shot
hyper
cannon.
fast. Yeah, exactly. The first round was like just nothing. We moved. I retreated slightly, and then you shot a cannon, and that was about it.
Yeah, that's true. Very
round
true.
2 took a long time because that was like a big scrap. And then round 3 took a bit, but after that it was just pretty fast.
Especially because it got the one hero as well.
Yeah. I mean, once you whittle down the units, then I suppose it goes by really, really quick.
How many heroes did you have in your list, Matt?
Me, I had 3 because I wanted to grab the Warlord battalion. That's my prime motivator. And I'm using random heroes, kind of, in the sense that I've never used these heroes before. Like,
but they just happen to be heroes which are really good.
Well, I mean, both of them have actually taken quite a nerf compared to their previous War Scrolls. The Heralder, whatever, the one with the 2D horn.
Yeah.
All he does is toot his horn now.
And a piece of scenery blows up.
Yeah, basically. I mean, he used to do that, and he also you could make a unit retreat and charge, or something like that.
Right. Well,
and
Matt, you
possibly
did
do something
quite
else.
a few mortal wounds there.
Yeah, but it's all very situational as well. Because I mean, if you're not near, like, kind of in the last 2 rounds, he did nothing, or if you're in the first round when you weren't close enough, did nothing, couldn't do anything. Doesn't have any abilities.
Specific range on the toot.
Pardon me?
Has he got a specific range on the toot?
Yeah, he's got I think it's 12-inch. It could be a bit more than that, might be 18, but I'm pretty sure it's about 12-ish. So it's not huge, it's not short, but it's kind of, that's all right. Unless you're in the right position.
The ladies.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I describe myself.
It's not huge, but it's all right.
It does something. It does something. It works when it wants to. When I roll a 2, or when I roll a 1 and it does no damage, I swear it's never happened to me before. Ah, yes, innuendos. Yeah, and the other character I was using was the Knight Azeros. So he used to be able to do like a once per battle, like a light bomb kind of thing, does like mortal wounds to like everyone around him, and he doesn't do that anymore. And I think his lantern used to be a little bit better. I don't remember.
The lantern is the one where like he shines it on one of his own characters and he gets +1 to their save, and the others I think it's -1 to hit.
I feel like it's something like that, but now it's just +1 to hit against an enemy, which is fine.
Yeah, that's
which was good though. And also near the is it Dracoths? Is that what they're called, Matt?
The Dracoths,
the ones that did the charge and dished out did 20 wounds or something on the charge.
Yeah, they're pretty painful on the charge.
No, that was grim. That was
have you got the Dracolions? Is that what they are?
No, it's the Dracoths, the original, like, the mounted heavy cavalry that the Stormcast had. Be right back, 1 sec.
Right, almost done the purple, just a little touch up, and then I'm on to the red.
We can also, as well, I think. Do you want to mention about the content and stuff like that we've got coming for next week?
Well,
Sorry about
yeah,
that.
I was going to say, what I'm looking at doing is probably end up putting as we talked about before, so some sort of like schedule of what is expected.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we do have, again, for those who are going to watch later or come into the chat and all that kind of stuff, who watch it after the fact, we do actually have obviously another hobby hangout next week. We've got a board game unboxing, which is Nemesis Lockdown, which is obviously never played it, but it looks absolutely awesome. And I won't say any more. You can wait till we've done that as well. So you've seen that, and we may, but we may have another Age of Sigmar live battle as well, which would be pretty cool. But again, that's a bit dependent on situations. So we have to kind of wait as it goes at the moment. But yeah, we've got an awesome unboxing video next week, which is Nemesis Lockdown. And when Sarah obviously brought that around, we was going through it, and this looks so damn good. It really does.
Just every single layer was more and more hype.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was just the theme of it, the artwork, the miniatures look so badass as well. Yeah, it's just I can't wait to get playing it, to be honest. It's gonna be pretty cool.
I think I'm probably going to have a watch of the video, see how it goes, and then, like you did with Twilight Imperium and stuff, have a couple of practice games and stuff.
Yeah,
it's probably going to take us like maybe 2 or 3 games, like with Twilight, to really get into it.
Yeah. But even with Twilight, though, we still, like, rules-wise, even like AOS, me and Matt were like, oh, balls, we forgot to do this action, or we forgot this, or blah, blah, blah. Rules will be forgotten regardless, but I think after a few games, you get the general gist, and you can, make a good game of it for sure. And yeah, and then we'll probably end up doing either, again, depending on how long it takes to do a game, but we could do live games, we could do similar to what we've got Twilight Imperium battle reports that we have as well, where we just take snippets throughout and do a bit of recording and all that kind of jazz, which would be fun because there is a bit of betrayal potentially, isn't there, in Nemesis?
Yes.
Which will be interesting to have a chat about.
When there's too many crew members for the number of escape pods, someone's getting left behind.
Yeah. So that'll make some interesting diary talk, as we call it. Alejandro, there is no greater man than that who can mock his own tool and still smile. Mad respects for you, Matt. You there, Matt?
Hi, sorry, I was muted.
No, I thought you were. I was going to say, Alejandro said something quite profound, and there's no laughter or silence. It's just silence. I was like, what?
That's how I am. I'm just cold-hearted.
The faceless one, who occasionally showed his face during the battle reports.
Yeah, I can't avoid it, unfortunately.
Okay. Magneto is coming along. Let's give you a quick. There you go. So he's coming along a bit. I'm just going to start working on the reds now, I think. Oh no.
Did you miss something?
No, not missed something. I was just thinking. I might do the ironwork first because he's got like a load of, obviously, like iron bits floating around him. So let's do the bars as well. So Sarah, how's your modelling coming along?
That's all right. I'm doing the straps on the armor and stuff now. Trying to make them look
concentration mode with the green stuff.
Quite scrappy. The first troll that I did, that was a custom one, ended up looking a lot better than I expected it to, considering the amount of green stuff that was on it.
Some people can do amazing stuff with green stuff.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah.
Not me, but other people.
Oh yeah, and I've got those like some of those other people on my Instagram, and it's like they show you, it's like, here's some step-by-step images of how I created this amazing model, and it's like green stickman, a few little bits of armor and stuff on it, perfectly amazing model. It's like, that's not what a step-by-step is.
Yeah.
It's like those step-by-step drawing tutorials. It's like, here, draw this circle, fill in the details, and there you go, masterpiece. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous what people can do with green stuff. I have no idea how they do it. I just can't do anything that fiddly, that tiny.
Yeah, I've never.
I've got some little tools for like modeling. I don't know if you can see them there. They've got like a little rubber tip to them.
Yeah, you showed me that before, and I got a set of them, so I can do some stuff with it, and I'm okay with like there's a few things I can do. Like I can do fur pretty alright, confidently. I can do fire fairly alright as well. But like actually doing like armor, I mean I think I can do chainmail maybe, but I can't do anything like flat pieces of armor, even pieces of armor. I can't do that. That's
yeah.
Haven't figured it out.
Like I did some chainmail, and it was like very 1995 Marauder miniature chainmail, where it's just a big lump of green stuff that I poked a bunch of holes in.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I've never attempted. Not in my wheelhouse, I don't think. Just don't have the. I like the idea of it. I love the. Yeah, just never attempted.
I find it very useful for like sticking things on, like if I'm trying to customize a unit or customize a model, and I'm having troubles getting glue to hold on a certain piece. Having some green stuff really helps. Just stabilize it. Depending on what it is, depending on what you can do with it.
Like when I was putting together my Rogue Idol, because that's like all resin pieces and stuff, they're all cast in different molds. So sometimes they don't all line up properly, the areas. And it was so much easier with green stuff, just packing one of the joints with green stuff and then putting the other one in, and it fills in all of the holes and gaps, and then creates like that snug joint for the arm piece to go into.
Okay. Did you lose your headset there, Matt?
Yeah, just accidentally smacked myself, as we tend to do.
In disbelief, it was.
Yes. All right. Let's see how many zombies we got on here.
Okay, let's get cracking on. Do. Said I'm not playing music this stream, but I'll sing. See how well that goes down.
Oh no, everyone's abandoned the stream.
Okay, 50 zombies. 50 zombies ready here. Next color.
Alright.
What's the 50 zombies for? Is this Soul Blight?
Soul Blight, yeah. I mean, I could just have 50 zombies for fun, but they're for Soul Blight.
Oh my god, yeah, the Krondis's infamous hole.
The what?
Alright. In its Cedar's comment, Sarah's just reading it up.
Oh yes, that thing. Oh yeah. I'm curious, in the end, did GW actually refund people or try and replace the kit, or what they do with it?
I don't know. It's something the same as like, do you remember the Cursed City? How that just was super hyped up, and then something happened, and then you never heard of it from Games Workshop ever again.
I don't know. I mean, generally, when GW is generally really good about like misformed pieces or miscast pieces or whatever, and they just send you a new kit. And it's pretty nice of them. But are they really going to do that for like because it wasn't just a few people; it was a lot of people that were complaining about that, and it was quite a glaring mistake too, because it was quite a large gap that was that resulted in the finished model. So yeah, and you could green stuff it fairly easily enough, but still annoying, especially for someone that doesn't have green stuff.
No.
Generally though, for like scale, fur, or anything like really tiny, once you paint over it, you don't really notice it as green stuff anyways.
I know. Yeah. Once you've got a decent like undercoat or something like that, it's usually disappears with the paint job.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I do. Just cake on the paint. Job done.
Technically, that's what you're supposed to do with contrast. So.
Might as well any paint.
All right, fair enough.
Just slap it on. Those were the days when I didn't post anything and I just had an army. But they were the learning days. Then I started caring about the painting instead of just balls. He says as he drops his model. But yeah, no, I've become a lot. Not a lot. I've started to use the what the hell do you call it? The technical, the Limium medium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never used that before ever, so I just started to use that now.
It's an interesting little technical paint.
Yeah.
There is a contrast medium as well.
Yeah, I've got that as well. Yeah. I'm actually using it now.
Yeah. The whole thing with getting them third party was harsh. Alejandro likes the music.
Oh, see, there you go. That's what we needed, a bit of feedback. Because it's quite difficult to gauge when, well, music in general.
Like I said, it's all personal taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
I personally like it when you did the chilled out kind of music. That was fun.
Chilled out vibe.
Yeah, because that's the stuff I listen to a lot of times when I'm trying to paint or focus on doing something like work.
Yeah, I'm a bit different. I tend to listen to quite some heavy rock. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. It's like I'm just listening to some music to help me paint. Oh, what are you listening to? Drum and bass.
Yeah. Well, we can remedy the situation anyway. Let me just switch over to our faces. There you
go. You've mostly just got my hair. I think whilst I'm doing this.
Do 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 do. Load, goddammit. There we go. Oh, there you go.
Now I've got the really annoying part, which is putting green stuff into really tiny, minute areas. But for that, I did manage to get a hold of one of these little things from Green Stuff World for putting putty into teeny tiny places.
Sorry, Sarah. I'll be with you in a second. I'm just sorting out some music.
Kind of hoping it works. If not, I'm just going to get a face full of green stuff in a second. Everybody wants to see that.
No, Sarah, so you were saying? Alright, you're in the middle of, yeah, that's concentration faces. I've seen one before, so. I don't know, I'm just a faceless mean guy who hates elves. Alejandro again, if I ever appear in stream, I wouldn't show my face. It's gonna be another faceless one like Matt.
Hi, sorry, baby. I'm back.
Yeah, no worries. Cedar, question for tonight's panel. Have you ever finished painting a model, looked at it, and blamed the sculpt for how bad it looks? Do you think it's ever a fair excuse for a crummy looking model?
Yeah.
Go on, Sarah. You take this first.
Mainly because, like, especially some of the really, really old stuff. Like, you can paint it really well, but depending on how the model's sculpted, there's only so much that you can do to make the model look good. Like, look at that Uriel Ventress when he first got previewed. He had an awful face, and that was a really badly sculpted face, but it was painted really well for what the sculpt looked like. The sculpt just made the face look awful, and no amount of painting was going to change that. So I think so with that they went back and they changed the sculpt of the face. But yeah, I think some of the old Marauder miniatures I think I kind of like that, where if they've been sculpted really badly, then there's only so much you can do to save the face, like the eyes on it and stuff like that. Usually a really weird shape.
So, to be honest, I can't recall a model where I've just been like, that is the worst model kind of thing. I don't know. I've not really had either. I've not been that strong opinioned about it, or I've just not really painted a model that I didn't like to look of.
There's a bit of bias there, because if you don't like the model initially, you probably won't buy it.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. But you may need it for your army if you got it. But I mean,
if you look at the old Sisters of Battle, those models are pretty horrendous, from my point of view at least. But they are pretty nasty in the way that they're sculpted, especially their face. I think GW just it was just that awkward teenage phase where they just couldn't figure out how to draw or sculpt female bodies or faces.
I think they had things doing like Necromunda and stuff as well, like some of the Escher Gangers and stuff like that look really awkward.
The new ones or the old ones?
The metal ones.
I don't know about that. But the new ones look fine. New ones look great. Same with Sisters of Battle. For the most part, most of them look great. But it's just the older stuff. And you can really fault them for that, because, I mean, back then the technology wasn't that great for sculpting, I suppose. You were left with, like, literally just casting out of a hunk of metal. So the amount of details you could really do, the amount of work you could really get into it, it was very limited, I suppose.
And plus, I mean, from a point of view, I mean, I was obviously a lot younger back then when most of these models came out, so I suppose I just loved the fact that they existed. Well, I wasn't really like, oh, what the hell is this? But obviously now when I look back, I'm like, yeah, not great.
It's all a matter of opinion as well anyways, because, I mean, not everyone's taste is going to be the same. There's lots of people that will still complain about new models and say, like, oh, that's terrible. It's a terrible aesthetic. There's a lot of people that don't like the, what was it, the Ideneth? They don't like the Ideneth aesthetic. They feel like it's a weird elf aesthetic.
They just don't get the theme. Yeah.
Even the Lumineth, they feel like it's not quite like the elves that I like. It's not high elves. It's not quite right. I don't like that, and that kind of thing. You're not going to satisfy everyone's tastes. Same with Stormcast. Some people love them, but some of them just see like tin cans that have no features.
Back when the Lumineth first came out, I honestly thought that at the time they were the worst models GW had ever
Really?
released. Yep.
Why was that?
I don't know. I think it was maybe just the positions of some of the models. I really didn't like how big the feet were, especially on like the Keflar model. I think
Big
they just looked really
feet.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah, well, you know what they say about big feet, right?
You know this. Well,
They have big ears because they're elves.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
With it being like a female elf and stuff like that, it just looked really weird.
I don't know, I always thought the Lumineth line looked pretty alright. I mean, despite the fact that they're fairly monopose, which I don't really like all that much. But aside from that, they're pretty great models, I thought.
Well, I did change my opinion on them after I bought the battle box. And then I looked at them and I was like, oh my god, why did I think that these were so bad? This is one of the coolest armies I've ever looked at. And then I ended up with like a 2,500 point army.
There you go.
And then a codex that was out of date 6 months later.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, dear Lord. GW and their bloody codexes, eh?
Hey GW, you're not going to do what I think you're going to do, are you? You're not going to release another codex for my army that's just come out.
No, never.
I mean, I wouldn't have minded it if they held off for them for the Broken Realms and made it so that, you know, you would buy the tech list book and then you could buy the rest of the other models and stuff that went with it. Although, you know, it's I guess it also kind of goes against some of my grumblings with 40k about how that's gone. Me saying one thing seems okay and another one doesn't. But ultimately, they knew all that stuff was coming out. So why not just release it all together in one codex? Because now that Age of Sigmar version 3 is out, now we're waiting for the inevitable, oh my god, there's an Order Codex coming out at the end of the year, that better not be another Lumineth one.
Could you imagine?
If it was, like, there would be uproar about it, but what could anybody do? Honestly, what could anybody do about it?
There's the ever popular option of boycotting GW, which happens to last for like maybe a day or two.
I know, and then it's like, oh my god, they released a crab. Now I'm back into the hobby.
Yeah. Got the resolve of the chocolate eclair. People just kind of say one thing and then like, oh, shiny thing, I'll get that next.
Yep. I mean, on the back of that whole thing with, hey, we're going to start doing 40k seasons in 6 months. I immediately went, right, I'm selling half my 40k stuff. I am not buying all these books every 6 months. So that's a lot of money that I saved.
I mean, at least you didn't burn your army.
Who burns their army?
People that were very angry about the world ending.
Seriously?
Oh, you didn't? You've not seen that before. You've not heard that.
I was out of like Warhammer for like 15 years or more.
I wasn't even in Warhammer at that point. I was just like, oh wow, the fuck is this guy doing?
Sorry, dude. What did you say?
It's a. Did you guys not hear about this guy? He like took his when the world, like the old world ended, when Warhammer Fantasy ended, he got super pissed off.
Yeah.
He videotaped himself literally torching his own, I think it was a high elf army.
Oh no, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, he literally burned his army.
Yeah.
He literally burned his army.
Should have kept hold of it, because all of that stuff became Cities of Sigmar.
Yeah, well, he probably doesn't care.
No, yeah.
Probably not playing AOS. Yeah, there was a lot of misgivings about AOS.
Yeah, I remember that video.
I mean, I remember seeing, like, when Age of Sigmar first came out, going past the Games Workshop store windows and going, what the heck is this? Why are those fantasy models on round bases?
Yeah.
Where are the regiment ones? Have they stopped doing Warhammer now? What's Age of Sigmar?
Yeah. And through the whole shenanigans from all that fantasy to bloody. Well, I can't say bloody now because obviously you play AOS, but to AOS.
Yeah, like, it's one of the reasons why I'm buying a lot of board games and stuff like that, is because it just gives me more options of stuff to play than just Games Workshop stuff. And a lot of the side games, like, I mean, look at that Speed Freaks game that came out. That was just to sell some of the new Orc Sprues, and they've never supported that game since.
Nah, it's pretty much a basic standalone game, isn't it?
Yeah. But it'd be nice if they did that though, like supported it. Same with like Cursed City. Like I've no idea what went on with that. And even now when they were saying, oh, guess what, it's coming back, they've not said a word about it since again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Because, I mean, I don't know, I still haven't figured out what the exact issue with Cursed City was. I've heard multiple mixed theories about what's happened. But I imagine they had, like, lots of expansions planned for it, kind of like Warhammer, kind of like the Blackstone Fortress. So it made no sense to, like, completely remove it and not have anything done with it. So I was assuming they were going to come back with it at some point. And they have, but we just haven't been told anything yet. I'm sure we'll get more information as time goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish I had kept my copy of Warhammer Quest. It's just having the boards and stuff. I don't have any of the boards. You can get PDFs of the books. That's fine. You just need the board sections and cards and stuff like that and loot. But I really liked how even in the base game of Warhammer Quest, you got like a bestiary of every single creature that you could fight in an expanded version of the game, all the way from like level 1 to level 10 monsters. So going from like night goblins all the way to greater demons of Khorne. And you could expand through so much to have everything available for all of those various different levels of the game. But they don't do that now, and you have to buy specific expansions. There's no unlimited.
No, of course not. You have to
Expansions
copy the video game technique of having DLCs, expansion sets. You know, you want this one character or you want this one feature? Here, buy this new book, buy this new thing. That's just how it is nowadays. It's a business model. I mean, it's capitalism's fault, I suppose, for making it work. And it does work. Makes them a lot of money, and that's their driving force for doing more. So, I mean, we can blame ourselves, really, for that, because if we buy into it, we're telling them that, yes, please continue.
Yeah.
In a sense. And it's fine if you want to try and boycott that, but at the same time, unless you can convince everyone else to boycott it, it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah, and I just don't think that people have the drive to try and actually do a proper boycott. They say they're going to, but then they don't.
People don't have the drive nor the willpower.
Yeah. Like I was saying before, there was that whole thing with like, oh, boycott GW because Warhammer Plus. How would you like a crab? And then everyone forgot everything that they hated about GW, and it was like, crab forever, crab religion.
Yeah. Hype train's too strong.
Seems like you got some beef with this crab.
You mean some crustacean with the crab. Yeah. I mean, even now, like, if you have a look at that Warcry thing, where the war bands are going over to Warcry, the one thing that they are pushing on it is the crab's in Warcry now. Let's call it War Crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just milking. I mean, it's a meme basically at this point, but they're
It's
milking
not a meme.
Again,
so
they're just milking the market, and it works because that's what people love.
Sorry, guys, just catching up the chat a bit now. So Steve's on about the. He's not really talking about the GW ones per se. He's talking about some others. So he's been working on these astronauts from Space Odyssey diorama, and them sculpts. Yeah, he wasn't a big fan, but I thought he painted them quite well. I saw them on Instagram as well, and obviously on Discord as well. I thought you did quite a good job on this.
Well, talking about that as well, 10,000 points of Dark Elves as well.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you burn all the stuff?
Oh no! I think I've still got mine actually. Christopher Mellon. Mellon even. Welcome.
Yeah, like one of the companies that I think at the minute do some of the worst miniatures are Steam Forged Games.
Oh really? Which ones have you bought?
That's one of the ones that I've collected with board games and stuff. Anyway, they do the Resident Evil ones and Dark Souls and stuff like that. And some of the Dark Souls miniatures, like they come in smaller pieces because they have to be assembled afterwards, otherwise they wouldn't fit in the box. And they are awful things to put together. My friend has commissioned me to paint all of their Dark Souls stuff, and the Gaping Dragon and some of the other ones that I've got like tails and other bits, they just won't go in. Like
that's what she said.
Can we mute Matt for a second? But like, I've had to get my plastic cutters. I've had to get like a file and stuff like that to try and make the plastic sections line up and fit. And then I've had to use pins and green stuff to try and fill out the gaps and areas and stuff. And it's like, how about just making them work? How about just making them fit?
Yeah.
Because I physically hurt myself trying to assemble some of those things because it took so much force to try and make the plastic connect.
Could it be a bad cast? Have you talked to the company about it? Or is it multiple things that you've noticed this problem with?
It's all of them. It's all of them. Ornstein and Smo was another one. They were packed into the plastic, and the spear of Ornstein was bent, and the hammer of Smo was so heavy that it's bent at the top. And it's like, who quality checks these things? Like, why are you putting bent miniatures into boxes?
That does not sound good.
And the other thing as well is that some of the smaller miniatures, like the Resident Evil ones, they're really, really low quality. I've tried to make them look as good as I can, but because of the low quality, without having to, paint a heck of a lot of detail onto it, I've just painted them as quick as possible, just to get them done. And I will say that it is because of the quality of the sculpt that my paint job has had to go to that level.
Right.
It's kind of why I was surprised so much about, like, when I came back into Age of Sigmar, that the sculpts for the plastic stuff have gotten so much better than they were before. Like, I'll give Games Workshop one thing, is that the sculpting on some of the plastic is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I've no major issues with any GW stuff. I've had some fiddly things, of course, but yeah, no, it's all a lie, actually. That's the worst thing for me. It's GW, it's flight stands. as Mark well knows, they are god awful.
Having like the Insectors and what do you call those little Sky Wardens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How would you like a plastic stand that your models will stay on for one battle? Or maybe not even that.
Exactly that. Yeah, this is really a bit of a. It's gone. It's just the stream's gone a bit downhill, hasn't it? It's the win stream now, I think.
Bit negative.
Yeah,
But
negative stream.
let's talk about the future of board games and stuff that we're going to be doing anyway with the children's channel.
Tomorrow night, I may not be streaming. So, which is Marvel United, which is awesome because I've got so many, and Sarah introduced me to the game. So thank you, Sarah, for that. But thank you for this new addiction.
It's fine. It's
so good.
It's led you to the pockets of Simon.
Oh well, you know, I love it. So well, yeah. So I've got these guys. I've got the X-Men bundle on the way as well, and then we've got Marvel Zombies side, which is going to be absolutely awesome, and that gets fully obviously out there and released. But we do have Nemesis Lockdown, which we've just done an unboxing video for, and that should be out. Well, that will be out next week, which is going to be very cool. You get to see all the goodies inside, and obviously our impressions of it, which is awesome. But yeah, so we've got some really cool content for board games down the line. You can see we've got Twilight Imperium on the screen. We've got more videos, battle reports of that coming out as well. So, and also we've got another unboxing for our Odin's Ravens as well. That was the Knight of Zen who actually recommended that. So we've got that unboxing coming along. As well as Seven Wonders Architects, I think it's called. And Sarah, you've got the dungeon, what's it called? That dungeon one?
So I have quite a few things to do, like little reviews and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
some of them I will be doing myself, and then we'll be uploading them via the Dice Sagas and YouTube and stuff like that. But they'll also be on the Instagram and Twitter and stuff. So I've got another Talisman expansion unboxing.
Yep.
I have 3 more Nemesis expansions to do unboxings of, which I'm quite excited about. And I have been asked by quite a few people on Instagram to do a review of Cthulhu Death May Die, another one of the Simon games. So on one of the days that me and Christian are going to get together and record some content, I'm going to do a full review of that, including like a little bit about the gameplay, contents, what you get in the box, any expansions. So it should be hopefully like a comprehensive review of the game for people to get interested in and see if they really like it.
Awesome stuff. So basically, I've got tons of board game content on the way. We want to try and do some, I would say live, but again, depending on the game and situation and all that stuff. Because one thing we don't want to do is obviously do a load of live content, and it's not what people like. So it's just a case of identifying ways, or best ways. It's like this game that's on screen at the moment. It's called Twilight Imperium. That takes us about 7 hours, about 6 hours to play, roughly. Give or take,
Well,
5 to 6 hours.
Depends on how many people you've got, but I think the longest session we've had was, I think, 6.5 hours.
It was, yeah. And the shortest was probably about 3.5, I would say.
Yeah, that was when, what was it?
Jono pissed us off.
No, it was Josh who managed to, like...
but it was because of Jono basically some reason blocking us, and then we had to go at him, yeah. Tut.
It's never going away, bad blood. It's never going to forget that.
Agent Agash, welcome. Hope all is well. Boy. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, get my mind out the gutter. Just because I'm gonna have to explain what I didn't want to really explain what I was doing, but you know when you said let's do it, and I was shaking the paint wasn't on screen.
Oh dear Lord.
Yeah. So I've got to shake it. There you go.
Things that guys get up to in their hobby rooms.
Matt said, you know, what he's thinking about doing in the future is, especially you know during summer as well, and you're just getting some more viewers and stuff. Is wearing a tank top.
Oh yeah.
And,
Don't worry, we'll save that for our OnlyFans account. That'll be good.
oh no! Yes, sorry, yes, that's right. That's right.
So have you seen the latest stretch goal from Simon?
Latest what? Sorry.
The latest stretch goal from.
Yeah, I've been catching. They've been releasing them thick and fast, haven't they?
Oh yeah, have you seen the Giant Man one?
Yeah. That is
insane.
a beast. That's cool. And they've released it so Thanos and Red Skull as well are playable characters. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Nagash.
I mean, it's not enough to get me to buy it because I kind of think, like, as you're saying, if you want to buy into it, if you're really into Marvel and stuff, which is probably one of the reasons you would want to buy it, you would want all the models because they're ridiculous compared to like what they've previously put out with the Zombicide stuff. I mean, you look at Zombicide 2nd edition models and look at Marvel Zombies, which is a Zombicide game, and the quality of the bases and the poses and stuff for the characters is just it's just not comparable.
That's what I like to hear, because I've obviously gone all in and all that stuff, so I'm stoked.
It's like I've shown you with the Massive Darkness 2 models and stuff like that. They all just have flat bases. They don't have textured or scenic bases.
Yeah.
True. And that's what the Zombicide stuff is like as well. And Marvel United and Marvel Zombies have like gone completely above and beyond what the previous quality of their miniatures is.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gosh. Disgusting. I thought this was a family show.
Way past that time now.
Yeah, it's past the watershed now in the UK. Don't need to put any restrictions or anything like that on. Oh, there's another update. We got classic Vulture as a hero.
Painting Queen best Instagram.
Oh, you.
There you go. It's official.
I think my painting this week has been going rather slow. I've been really tired this week, so I've been working bit by bit on that very, very luminous looking Cruel Boy, which is currently on my desk. I've spent today doing the base to it, so trying to make it look really swampy and horrible.
Yeah, so guys, let us know what you're working on in chat as well. That'd be awesome. We'll give you a quick update as well. So, Matt, your zombie progress, how's that coming along?
Slogging through. I've got all the skin tone on. I'm working on the clothing now, and I'm about halfway through, so about 25 zombies through.
Okay, cool.
25 to 30 zombies through.
Sarah?
I think I finished. I think because I'm going to paint the troll and the base separate, I'm not going to be gluing them both together. But that is what it looks like. Got a converted troll on the top.
Change the angle.
Ooh, very nice. What's that weapon he's holding?
It's one of those brute two-handed weapons, but I've kind of filled in the handhold and put it onto one of the trolls.
It looks brutal. I like it.
Sticks.
It's very nice.
Very
And
nice.
the shield that he's got there is one of the Goblin Blood Bowl coins. I've turned it into a shield.
Nice.
Don't know if you can see. I'm trying to do it. It's mirrored. There you go. I've given him like a. I put all wood texture on the inside of it, and I've given him a handle to hold onto it.
Cool. How'd you do the wood texture?
Just put a little bit of green stuff along the back of it, and then just scored in some wood texture.
Cool. Nice. Creative. I like that.
Right. And I've been working on Magneto, so he's coming along a bit.
That was awesome. I can't wait to get my own copies of those, which I think are coming in March, I think.
Yeah. I think that's, yeah, because I've got the, well, same as you. Did you get the Uncanny box? Whatever you call it?
Yeah, the one that had old Logan as the exclusive miniature.
Yeah.
So it's got all the expansions
yeah.
And the 2 exclusive miniatures.
Yep, awesome. Love it. Dave's joined as well. The Realm Wanderer himself. Nothing to see here, just your friendly neighborhood vampire.
Ooh, friendly. I don't know about that. I think a couple of the factions, a couple of the Alliance members would have some words about that.
Age Nagash himself is full of praise for the work we're doing, and it's going to do as a collective very nice to all of us. So, Cedar painting up some horses for my reclaimed people's mercenary cavalry. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Yeah. Is the music still playing, by the way? Because I really can't hear it.
It's nice and chilled. I like it.
Nice. All right, let's continue. Doing some layer painting now. Whoop, whoop. They love me. Put him under a spell. Yeah, I actually had, it's not hobby related, but I took, basically this is like, I want to say it's even a new chair, but it's a newish chair, because obviously, as well, you may know that I work from home. So I basically replaced it. I had my old leather chair in the corner. It was just there for ages, just doing my bloody nothing. So eventually I was like, you know what? Let's take it to the tip. So obviously I've managed, and the amount of free space now that's there is just, oh, it's so good. And now it's been filled up with board games. So I'm going to try.
Much better use of space.
Huh?
Much better use of space.
Oh yeah, very much. So I've got the wife's makeup stuff behind us. I was contemplating putting that over there in this newfound space, and then putting my stuff behind me, just so, again, when it's like stuff like this streaming, you'll be able to see like board games behind, miniatures, whatever, whatever's behind and all that stuff. And also a bit more space for me as well than my little corner that I've got. It allows me to actually get some brand new stuff, which would be pretty cool. Well, brand new stuff meaning cabinets.
I mean, alternatively, what you could do is do some like makeup tutorial streams, show some of your talent.
I have actually done makeup. I've had makeup put on me for practice, and then I've also put makeup on Jot, the wife, and not
as a prank.
Apparently, it did okay. Not great. Okay.
Okay.
But the eyes, I couldn't do it. I hate anything going near the eyes, so I was doing eyeliner around. And I just couldn't do it. I was just like, it looked like just a black ring. Eyeshadow and stuff, I thought was okay. For a kid, I thought it was okay. Not great. Definitely not a transferable skill, put it that way.
Oh, it is. It is. As long as you're good with a pen and you're good with a brush, it's fine.
I did a bit of contouring. I did a bit of blending, so it wasn't exactly a straight line there. I know all these makeup terms. Come on.
Next time use a contrast paint. I'm sure it'll work fine.
Just close your eyes and I'll just wash it on.
Yeah.
Have a lovely splash of Nuln Oil on there.
Yeah.
Oh, the definition.
Yeah, exactly. Agent Agash, I support any vampire activity, Dave. Not my fault people trusted a vampire. Well, true that.
Speaking of which, we've got the Morbius one as well. The Morbius movie.
Yes, I actually saw that straight away, and I was so happy. Obviously, 'cause, again, on Instagram, put the reel on. Who is Morbius going around? I showed them. Oh, as soon as that miniature came out, I was like, "Oh, I loved it." Honestly, I'm so excited. I love it. Oh, I'm trying to get people like family-wise and other stuff a bit more hyped, and because I know they enjoy playing it. But again, when you come over tomorrow, these guys have never played it. If they're really invested in it, then I've got the options are there to play all different types of scenarios. And
it's such an easy game though to sit down and play. It's not like you need to roll dice, you need to learn all bits and pieces. It's your turn. Which card do you want to put down?
Yeah,
and there's nothing difficult about it.
Exactly that. And one good thing about it though is that the fun doesn't necessarily dissipate because of the simplicity. I mean, don't get me wrong, the actual Marvel miniatures help. If it wasn't necessarily Marvel and a load of other stuff, then I'll still think it's a good game. But because it's Marvel characters and heroes, and you're like, oh, I'm Iron Man, I'm Captain America or Wolverine, whatever. It just makes it cooler. And then when it's
because you can visualize scenarios in your head about what's happening on the board.
Exactly that, and the villains, being able to play as the villain, and you're planning strategy-wise. That's where the strategy goes up a little bit in terms of thinking. Even when you work as a team, though, because some people play cards, however they want. If you want to be a bit more tactful, you can look at obviously previous turns. You have different abilities that can take one from the story back in your hand, and vice versa and stuff. It's not complex, but there is some level of technical skill if you want to use it, and not everyone does, so that's fine. It's like when I played against Jono. Jono was the villain. I had basically Jot, both of her cousins, well, three of her cousins actually, and Jot and myself. And I was basically helping them, guiding them, and Jono was like, "Stop helping!" Because he's the villain. He's basically because he knows full well if he just if I wasn't helping out, you'd be just running all over him. I said, "No, wait, use that card after," and I'd be like, "I said I'm Professor X. I'm using my telepathy to all these guys." Oh, it was just great fun. I can't wait. That all stemmed from Morbius, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Whatever happens in my brain.
We've got like the new Doctor Strange movie coming out. We've got the Moon Knight movie. We've got Morbius. Well, yeah. So there's a lot of Marvel hype still going around.
Oh yeah, very much. So yeah, it's just such a fun, accessible, good time in terms of timing wise as well. It's like 20-30 minutes give or take, and some can be shorter depending if you get your backside handed to you. I think one time though, when I was the villain, when I was fighting against who was it now? It might have been Red Skull, but I was doing solo mode, so it's done slightly differently. And if you lose, if you lose all your cards in your hand, then you're pretty much gone. But then I think one of the things where it's like the damage to every single villain or hero, and had them separated, and I was like, well, I've just lost.
Yeah.
It's I think the solo purpose mode. I mean, you could play solo mode and then just do cards for each heroes, and you just control it that way. Or you could do solo mode, as in like the actual solo mode where you have 5 cards in your hand and you go through that kind of thing. But Yeah, no, it's definitely a fun game.
I mean, whenever I play it, it's the same with like when I play Talisman alone or when I play Cthulhu alone or anything. I play multiple characters so that I just basically play a cooperative game just by myself.
Yeah.
It's a sad life, but
No, not at all. I
that's the
mean, if
life I
anything,
lead.
it does make, again, speaking of Marvel, but it does make the game a lot more accessible for, like, when you came over to ours, as for an example, and you were showing me the, not like Marvel United or other board games. When you've actually got the experience, it makes the transition a lot easier. It's like Twilight Imperium. Me and John have played a little game of that, got it up to date, and then we managed to obviously introduce it to a few other people, like yourself and Josh, and then there you go, and just learn as we go, isn't it? Pardon me. No, there's the part of the campaign, I think, Dave. Sure, come to Castle Valancourt. You'll be most welcome as dinner. Sorry, at dinner.
I
Like it.
don't know.
Yeah, in the campaign that we've got going on, there has been a lot of talk, and there's been some exciting events happening. So if you're not part of the campaign, obviously get involved. You join Discord. You'll be able to get involved any way, shape, or form. Just get involved in any hobby, so in any hobby activity. So, example, I'm painting Magneto at the moment. That can go towards the campaign as well. So it doesn't need to be just Age of Sigmar activity. Bear in mind, obviously, if you do Age of Sigmar battle reports and solo character storylines and all that, that does give you more points. But regardless, you can still participate in the polls and activities by obviously painting anything and basically assembling anything, just doing the hobby, getting involved in the campaign. Yeah, and obviously you can create a character, create a story, all that kind of stuff, get that involved as well. By all means, it's free to join, so bloody do it, will you? Obviously, Matt can attest to the amount of activity that's going on in the campaign in Discord at the moment, for sure. But I do pitch in now and again with a show up at the tavern, do a bit of role playing as well, which is always a bit of fun. Is Matt still there? Is he babied?
Oh yeah, he's still there. He's still chugging away at the
zombies.
at the
Man,
zombies.
this horde armies are just, holy hell. This is just taking forever. I've been doing pants for like the last, I don't know, however long.
Yep. One of us. So I remember doing the Skaven Horde Army, and I've also done the zombies as well, and skeletons before, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to look alright. I mean, having them all done, or getting them close to being done, makes them look a lot nicer. But just doing it individually is just kind of slow. It feels kind of, what am I doing? Monotonous. It's very monotonous.
That's fair.
Ooh, vampires backstabbing each other. Could happen. You never know. I always feel like vampires in like most fantasy settings will end up eventually backstabbing each other or doing some sort of scheming against each other.
Yeah. It's all about power. Their immortal lives, would they want to be in servitude forever? No, they want power.
pretty sure my troll's done now.
Very cool.
Nice.
Now it's just the unending task of having to find the time to paint it on.
Yeah, your painting desk is on the other side of the room, though, right?
Yeah. Right the way over there. So hopefully when I get my new laptop anyway, it will be a lot easier for me to put my gear and stuff over by the painting desk, so you can actually see me painting something instead of just watching me assemble things in front of my bookcase, which also has models in it.
Yeah.
That has been there for about 2 years.
That's cool.
I was thinking about that one model that I've just finished recently, which is the you can see, I don't know if you can see me, this dude, the orc boss on the Wyvern.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I started putting him together and like green stuffing him and stuff. November 2019.
Wow.
And I only finished painting him last week.
Yes. Commitment.
But I've got other
keeping the model
models
that long.
and kits and stuff which have been hanging around for that long, such as these trolls that I'm converting, because this one up here, Deadeye, that I painted ages ago. I painted him 2 years ago, around about the same time as I started building the Wyvern.
Right.
And I only built one out of the 3. And I've decided to try and go back and finish off a lot of my projects and stuff, because I just want to get them done. I don't honestly know why I've just let them rot on the shelf.
Yeah.
I think
And I
that's
don't
the
want them
question
to
a
rot.
lot of us wargamers have. Why do I have such a big pile?
Well, that's it. I don't know if there's some kind of psychology behind it or something, but like after a year or something, you kind of just get accustomed to the fact that you've just never finished it, and you're happy to accept that you'll paint something else instead of that thing. But when will you get back to painting it? Like, when will it ever get completed?
Never.
Well, that's where I'm going to change stuff. So I want to get all of my previous projects and stuff like that finished before I start anything major.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Right, short but sweet. Nice one, Dave. Thanks for stopping by. Need to catch up with Boba Fett. I've not even started.
I just watched episode 5 and 6 to catch up for this week, and oh my god, they're good.
Yeah, my brother said about episode 6, and I was like, don't say anything. I will be watching it at some point. What he did say is, yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, the first 4 episodes are okay.
Yeah.
I would say okay.
Heard that.
But 5 started getting really good, and 6 is probably my favourite one so far.
Ah.
And I honestly can't wait to see what they do next week.
No, I am really looking forward to. Oh, you. Beep. I'm really looking forward to it.
Have you seen Mandalorian season 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely I've seen that.
Yeah, because there's a few bits and pieces that kind of hark back to them without
No.
really mentioning it. So as long as you've seen them, you'll get the references.
Right. That's good.
I honestly can't imagine watching the Book of Boba Fett and not having watched Mandalorian season 1 and 2.
Well, there you go. It's a recommendation. If you're ever going to start watching it, watch that first.
Yeah. Well, the whole book of Boba Fett starts off because of season 2 of The Mandalorian. If anything, the book of Boba Fett almost feels like Mandalorian season 3.
Right. I'll tell you what, he's getting closer. It's looking rather tasty.
Is that the last one, did you say?
No, I'm saying he's looking rather tasty. Magneto, just.
No, before, did you say he was the last miniature you needed to paint?
Oh, no, sorry, no, I got Mystique.
Mystique.
Yeah. Mystique, and then that will be that.
You don't even need to have the Mystique miniature, just play any other miniature and just say it's Mystique.
That's Mystique.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's do some purple layers now. And do the highlights, and then we are good. Matt, this is for you. Did you check that army list I sent in Discord? That's from Christopher.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I did indeed. I'm tempted to do it, but at the same time, I don't have an Astra, and I don't have Vanquishers. So I will try to do them at some point, maybe, but I'll have to get those units first. I get those units painted up first. And plus, I think Chris would just hate me for doing it.
Well, I'm hoping by then, Matt, though, you know, you've got like all your soul black guys to paint, and then you've got. Have you still got your Zinch army? I can't remember.
I'll have them as in like they're in a box. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm assuming Stormcast will go before then.
Hard to say. We'll see. Not quite sure where I want to start my Zinch army. If I want to, when I want to start my Zinch army.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I mean that list that Christopher sent me, it was pretty shooty. It was a pretty hefty shooting list. At least one of them. I think he sent like one or two of them, but the one I saw was very, very shoot heavy. And I know how much you love shooting in the shooting phase. Especially the mortal wounds. The mortal wounds is what
Absolutely
you like.
despise it.
This coming from the former KO player.
Yeah, it's not fun being on the receiving end of it, isn't it?
Oh, I can attest to that, that's for sure. Been on the wrong end of the firing line.
Shooting phase can be very, very devastating depending on what army you're against. I went up against the Age of Sigmar one that had loads of Iron Drakes, and my orcs did not appreciate that. Basically just came at me with a massive line of Phoenix Guard with their stupid 2-up save, 4-up ward saves.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get past them, and whilst they were stuck dealing with the Phoenix Guard, he just unleashed like 30 Iron Drakes into the units and just killed them all.
Nasty.
Not very nice.
I mean, it's how you play them, though. Like, if you don't prioritize the right targets, if you don't play strategically with your shooting, then you know it doesn't really make a big difference. But yeah, shooting phases can be absolutely devastating. Like, I think the two hardest armies that I've come up against so far with my Bone Splitters has been Cities of Sigmar specific shooty list, and Stormcast, again because of shooting and mortal wounds. The If the mortal wounds occur in the combat phase, that's great because I can use my WoW to give myself a 4-up ward save. But if those mortal wounds or damage comes from any other phase, I am screwed. Especially if the shooting has -2 rend, I get no saves.
Note to self: if I ever fight you, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'll just put everything into 1 drop and take the first turn. It's fine. The main thing that I have that kind of gets people on edge a little bit, and I've had a couple of people say that they worried about the wrong thing too soon.
Oh,
is half of my army gets to make a 8-inch move at the beginning of the game before the first battle round, and when 200 wounds move 8 inches closer across the board to you before you even decide to start, that becomes a little bit intimidating.
It's a bit of an understatement.
My arrow boys are then within range, and my boar boys are within charging range as well, because you usually start like, 18 or 22 inches away from each other. My boar boys then move 8 inches forwards. They have a 12-inch movement in their turn. I'm now 2 inches away from you.
That's what I need for my ogres.
Well, it's not so bad against ogres because you do the damage in the combat phase, which is where we want you to do the damage because we can use our WAR. But it's when you've got Stormcast going, well, we'll just wall you with these really cheap, what are they called now? Vindicators? Or Liberators or something like that. And then we'll just shoot all of our arrows over the top and kill you. Stuff like Khorne and Soul Blight that have a lot of shield type units, like the Warhounds, or you've got like the Reavers and stuff like that, which are cheap that you can just throw out against your enemy. They're the perfect thing for Bone Splitters to go up against, because we push forwards, we trap you in your deployment zone. We're fighting against those units that you've just tried to screen us with. Now your back row can't get past us because you're going to have to get past your own units and ours.
Well,
and I ended up pinning one guy who was playing with Scarbrand, and Scarbrand couldn't attack for 2 turns because he had a wall of bloodhounds in front of him that he couldn't get around.
Sorry, very quick, just going to have a look at the chat. Christian, you need that big cannon and lead belchers in your army. Love shooty armies. I've got the lead belchers and the big cannon. And yeah, the cannon... Actually, I got
did something last night.
Yeah, it did. I managed to get the single shot off, which was nice. Basically never happens with Mikao, so that was nice. And then it did, I don't know, it didn't do tons of damage, to be honest. It played a part. But I didn't take my lead belchers, though, because basically it's point-wise, just couldn't fit them in. I found lead belchers again. When I've used them in the past, they're okay, but the range of 12 inches isn't amazing.
I guess you don't want to be using them really as like ranged, because 12 inches is not a lot of range. You want to get them into combat.
You move up. Yeah.
Yeah, get them into combat and shoot into combat as well, because that's what I do with my arrow boys. They're not there as a great shooter unit.
Avoid combat, just shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, shoot into the thing you're going to charge into. Charge into it, kill it in combat, and then if they're still stuck in combat, next turn shoot into them again.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, shine a light. Right. I did accidentally switch some skin. Who is thin your paints?
I don't thin my paints recently. Well, mostly I'm working with contrast, but like even if I was using just normal layer paints or base paints, I don't thin them all that often sometimes.
I never used to. Well, a little bit of water now and again, but I mean, but that's contrast though. But yeah, with these ones now, these miniatures, I've found myself having to do it more and more. Well, not having to do, but I've chose to do it. Squeaky chair.
Shang-Chi is now the next stretch goal on Marvel.
Did what?
Shang-Chi is the next stretch goal.
That's cool. I really
Giant
like
Man
that.
has been unlocked.
Yeah, nice. They haven't done Punisher yet, though, have they?
No, they haven't.
I hope they do. That'll be cool. I really like the Punisher. I just think he's so suited to zombies. I mean, come on, he's like...
Same with Rocket.
That's what he does, right?
And Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of them that use like ranged weapons and guns, like War Machine, Iron Man.
Well, they've released War Machine now, haven't they, as well? Which is cool.
I kind of wondered whether they were going to do like a zombie and hero Hulkbuster or something.
Hmm. How many is it? Tomorrow's last day?
Today is the last day. They're into the last 3 hours.
Tomorrow's when it come bankrupt.
Yeah, that's when they'll be going, Christian, can we have our money? In fact, we're not asking. You told us you'll give it to us.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now give me my stuff when it comes.
Yeah. Does it say when it's supposed to be shipped?
I think it did. It's towards the end of the year, right? I think.
I don't know. Let's have a look.
Christopher, so cities of Sigmar should never have got rid of great cannons and mortars. Yeah, cities of Sigmar is just an enigma for me. I'm just like, all miniatures, not going to bring out anything new for them, and taking stuff away. Because they've even taken away the Glade Guard, what used to be Glade Guard for Wood Elves as well, or Wanderers. So with those guys, I don't know what they're doing.
I feel like Cities of Sigmar could have a lot of potential, but it depends on what GW wants to do with them. Because right now it's just a repository for old lines, old models.
Yeah. It's only a shade light. I need to go a bit lighter than that.
It's June 2023 is when it's supposed to be shipped.
Wow, that's a ways away.
Yeah, so it's a long time away. That's good.
Time for you to paint your models, I guess.
Well, it's not good because I want to play the damn thing, but it gives me a bit more time to paint up everything that I have now. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to call it in a sec. It's been an hour and 50. Been a bit, unless you guys can go a bit longer.
No, I think I need to take a break.
Huh?
I'm getting my third color on these zombies.
Yeah.
And I think I'm, what, 20 through?
Well, it's entailed. You mean I can keep on going for like another half hour max? But...
No, I should probably get going.
Yeah.
I had a long day today already. Oof.
Hey, look, there you go in the background there. There was my... there's some of my battle pictures from my burn splitters.
No,
oh yeah, that's the summary for turn 1, I think it was.
I don't know if you skip back a little bit to the previous one, you'll see that thing that I was telling you about where Scarbrand got locked behind a bunch of bloodhounds. Just there you go. Look at that wall of bloodhounds.
Oh, they
charged into that, and Scarbrand and none of the stuff behind could get through to me.
Oh, was that in 2.0 or is that?
No, this was a 3.0 one.
Oh, how is it? Oh, did the Fleshhounds, were they like units of 5 then? I guess.
Yeah, 2 units of 5.
Right. I hate doing that. I hate looking at that because it looks so dumb. Like putting your units, like oval units, in like a sideways position just so you can spread out more. I hate that.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
My unit of 10 ball boys looks really, really awkward when they charge into combat, and they're sort of like, can you fit in? Can you get your ball a little bit closer? Yeah. I'll just move to the side. I'll just stay within 1 inch of the other guy, if that's okay.
Yeah, cohesion's such a pain.
Yep, I found that for sure.
I don't think anybody's been sort of, a rule stickler or anything like that for it, unless to the eye it looks much further away than 1 inch.
Well, yeah. To be honest, I've not been leveraging it. To be honest, I could pretend. Is that map the other day when we were doing the 1 inch, just to make sure we're still in cohesion from Yogas, so we can attack both units. That sandwich. I need to just make sure I'm using that full 1 inch.
Yeah, because I mean, it does afford you a bit of wiggle room to move around with. It's not a whole lot, but it does give you some options.
Yeah, just even if it needs to like blockade something as well, or like just a bit of spread.
Sometimes, like my boars can't attack, who have got a 1 inch who have got a 1 inch range. I just need to push them in close enough so that there's cohesion between the 2 outside models. But then they've got like 2 inch reach on their spears. So even if I can't get the boar in, I can get the spear in instead.
Yeah.
There we go. There's more of my boys on the table there.
Yeah, I used quite a few of your battle pictures for the first summary.
There you go. There's the Phoenix Guard and the Iron Drakes. Look at them.
Bloody hell! How many Iron Drakes?
It was 30 Iron Drakes.
Jesus Christ. It's like PTSD flashbacks to when I was fighting KO. It's a lot of firepower.
That is even worse. Dear Lord.
Some nasty firepower.
Yeah, he was doing something where like there was some kind of like shooting profile on them or they've got some kind of an ability where they do a chant or something, and it gives them an additional -1 rend to their weapons, giving it -2.
Ooh. Gross.
Alright, guys. Gonna call it then. Good time.
Sounds good.
An hour and 55 minutes. Not bad. So, let's wrap up, shall we? So if you're going to be watching this content after, as always, if you could drop a comment, that'd be awesome. So obviously give us feedback, whether music or no music. That was actually Alejandro, obviously a member of the community, recommended music, and so henceforth we're playing music. So if you just let us know feedback on that, that'll be good. And also, just let us know what you think about the overall hobby hangout format as well, because the more feedback we get, the better. So and it's just only going to improve. But overall, I think we've done a bit of progress tonight. painted. I'll just go to this over here. So I've managed to do a bit more work on Magneto. He's getting there. Just needs to do. Oh, it's not really the best kind of. Every bloody time. Anyway, so he's been worked on. Sarah, you've established you've got your troll worked on. Excellent.
Pictures will be going up on Instagram a lot, so that you can see a lot clearer.
And then Matt has been working on his zombies, and he's done quite a lot.
Oh, it's a slow go, but it's getting there.
Alright guys, so as always, if you can like and comment, as always, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. And also don't forget to subscribe too, because it's free and also helps support the channel, and hit the bell icon too. So yes, thank you all for tuning in, take care, and let the dice tell the story. Bye.